Hello and welcome to Lesson 2 of Year 8 Maths, Fractions, Percentages and Decimals. In this lesson, we will be looking at what an improper fraction and a mixed fraction is, as well as how to convert between the two. So first of all, we must remember that with a proper fraction, the numerator is smaller than its denominator. But with an improper fraction, its numerator is always larger than its denominator. And we have an example of an improper fraction being 12 over 8. We can simplify this to 6 over 4, and then even further to 3 over 2, which is its simplest form. And then the improper fraction of 3 over 2 can be converted to a mixed fraction of 1 and a half. You would not say 1 and then 1 over 2. 1.5. And a mixed fraction has two components. The first component being the whole number, and then the second component being the portion remaining after the whole. In this case, it is a half. The upper number being the small numerator and the lower number being the small denominator. And now we are going to look at converting improper fractions to mixed fractions, which is probably the most common kind of conversion, as if you look at a pizza or a cake, people wouldn't usually say that we're having 3 over 2 slices, whereas you would say I'm having 1 and a half. So the steps to converting improper to mixed fractions are as follows. Step 1, how many times can the denominator fit into the numerator? With step 2, how many numbers are left over after step 1? And then step 3, the denominator of the improper fraction must be the same as the denominator or the small denominator for the mixed fraction. We are now going to have a look at an example. Our improper fraction is going to be 17 over 6. To convert 17 over 6 to a mixed fraction, step 1, how many times can the denominator fit into the numerator? So how many times can 6 fit into 17? 6 goes into 18 3 times, but as the number is 17, 6 will only go twice. So our mixed fraction, the whole number in our mixed fraction is 2. Step 2 will determine our small numerator. So how many numbers are left over? 6 times 2 is 12, which we determined. And then 17 take away 12 is 5, so we have 5 left over. So 5 is the number of our small numerator. And then the final step, keeping the denominator the same. So the denominator of our improper fraction is 6. So the small denominator of the mixed fraction must also be 6, which gives us our completed mixed fraction. And then just before we go to converting mixed to improper, here are just a couple of tips to remember. First of all, improper and mixed denominators should always be the same, so your improper denominator and your mixed small denominator, otherwise your answer is or could be incorrect. Here 17 over 6, which is 2 and 5 over 6, or also 32 over 10 is the same as saying 3 and 2/10. And tip number 2, ensure your improper fraction is always in its simplest form before converting to mixed, which we have a couple of visual examples here. And now we're going to look at converting mixed fractions to improper fractions, so the other way around. And the steps for this kind of conversion, firstly, step 1, which is to multiply the whole number by the denominator. So the whole number by the small denominator. Step 2, add the number in the small numerator to the result that you get in step 1. And then step 3, remember that the mixed denominator and improper denominators must be the same. So the mixed fraction we're going to look at to convert into an improper fraction is 4 and 1 over 3, or 4 1/3. Step 1, multiply the whole number by the denominator. So you can see the mixed fraction in the bottom right corner as a reminder of what we're trying to change. So this times this, 4 times 3 equals 12. Step 2, we look at the number in our small numerator and add this to our answer from step 1. So 12 plus 1 is 13. This will give you the numerator of the improper fraction. And then step 3, remembering that the mixed denominator and the improper denominator must be the same. So the denominator of our improper fraction will be 3. So our final answer for converting 4 1/3 to an improper fraction is 13/3. Thank you for watching my video on mixed and improper fractions and how to convert between them. The next lesson, lesson 3, will discuss fractions and how to convert them from fractions to percentages and fractions to decimals.